And Divya, tell us the latest about the movement of this cyclone, and it's also become it's slowed down significantly. Yesterday we were saying that perhaps it would hit today afternoon. Now the forecast is by today evening.
Absolutely, Gargi. Like you're saying, it has stayed at sea, and of course, while it's staying at sea, it's getting stronger at sea, and it's moving pretty slowly. At the moment, it's 300 kilometers from Puducherry and about 350 kilometers away from Chennai. And like you mentioned earlier, they were expecting the landfall to happen today. However, now they're saying it's going to happen around midnight or maybe early hours of tomorrow morning. So between tonight and tomorrow morning is when landfall is expected, and like Sam was pointing out, it's likely to be between Puducherry and of course we are expecting it to be between Puducherry and Tamil Nadu. Also the condition as far as the winds are concerned, the kind of rainfall, that is what makes the maximum amount of impact as far as the cyclone is concerned. We're expecting winds to be gusting to about 145 kilometers per hour, and as far as the rain is concerned, more than 200 millimeters of rainfall is expected. Now also the storm surge, which is the height of the wave, and that is expected to be 1 to about 1.5 meters at the time of the landfall. Landfall is when the cyclone meets the land and enters, in fact, into the coastal area that is of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, which is expected somewhere tonight. To get more information as to what is going to happen as far as this storm is concerned, which is expected to in fact intensify further from a severe storm, it's expected to turn into a very severe storm now, which means this storm is just intensifying and getting stronger while it's at sea. We have Mahesh Palawat of the SkyMet joining us. A very good morning, Mahesh. If you could tell us, we also have Vinod Datta, who is from the National Institute of Disaster Management. To Mahesh first, Mahesh Palawat, tell us the condition of the storm right now, and it has intensified to a severe storm already. We are expecting it to get stronger at sea and become a very severe cyclone. What is the kind of damage that we can expect?
Yeah.
So we have Mahesh Palawat of SkyMet joining us. Those are visuals coming in from Puducherry as well as Chennai. Let's go across to Vinod Datta from the National Institute of Disaster Management. Sir, if you could tell us, what is the kind of damage that we can expect from a storm which is expected to have winds of 145 kilometers per hour?
Good morning. Actually, this is going to be a severe cyclone, and the wind velocity, which you have just spelled out, is going to be quite ferocious. And the tidal waves or the sea walls or the sea tidal crests are also going to do a lot of damages. And once the cyclone, it makes a landfall, as you said, tremendous amount of rain is also going to be there. So
exactly, what kind of rain can we expect?
Oh yeah, it is going to be a heavy downpour, and the wind velocity is going to make the impact more damaging, and especially the thatched huts or the houses or the mud houses, with the
kacha homes, yes.
Yeah, kacha houses, loose sheets, even the high-rise buildings, because the window panes, the doors, if they are not secured properly, they are going to be acting like projectiles or missiles. So they are going to be, causing a lot of damages. And especially the storm drains, generally, they are not clean, and we generally don't get prepared. So, right. Most of these storm drains in the coastal areas are not done up. So they are going to create a lot of water clogging, and the movement is also going to be hampered. So,
Dr. Vinod Datta, if you correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first storm in Tamil Nadu in 2 years?
Of this intensity. Otherwise, you see, Bay of Bengal is a storm breeder, and right. November
is a cyclone season.
Yeah, it is a cyclone season. And what has happened is, in last 40 years, the number of the cyclones have come down, but the intensity has increased.
Right.
And
this is the fourth cyclone of the year.
Yeah, it is the fourth cyclone of the year. Like in May and June, we had Amphan and Nisar. And now this is...
after Gati, we now have Cyclone Nivar, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, Dr. Vinod Datta, you were saying the kind of rainfall and the kind of winds we're expecting, because this is now going to turn into a very severe storm, which means that the kind of damage that we're expecting, that could be a lot more than what we were expecting, say, yesterday.
Yeah, because you see, the first casualty is going to be your electric poles and all, and the communication. And today, most of the people, whether you are in urban dwellings or in semi-rural areas, people are habituated to a kind of living like, power 24/7, piped water and all. So they will get hit the moment the landfall takes place. And the trees are going to get snapped, and there'll be a restriction on movement of vehicular movement or otherwise relief work. Though,
Can you just tell our viewers the do's and don'ts during a storm?
Yeah. I'll just tell you. Firstly, you must keep some kind of, torches. You must have some battery backup, whether it is in terms of your cell phones or otherwise lighting equipment. Even if you have small generators, you must keep some kind of, fuel for that. Then you should have some first aid kits. You should always have some kind of dry ration. You must keep your important documents together because you don't know what the intensity, though we pray that the intensity peters off and the cyclone should get weakened, but you never know how things turn. So people should have, and they should also have some kind of relief kits. They can be kept in their cars. They can be kept at a place where they can easily lay hands on. So power backup is very important. And I always say that you must always have a conventional cell phone. Though people, the cheapest ones, because the batteries last longer in that, and at least you can communicate. In Kerala floods, the youth have done a wonderful job by, augmenting these resources, and they could keep the community in, connected, and the damages were reduced, and the trauma and misery to people was also reduced.
Right.